Insulin is a hormone produced in the pancreas. Its main job is to lower the blood sugars. I want you to imagine insulin as a key that unlocks the cell. When the cell is unlocked, insulin can send sugar to the cell, so the cell gets satisfied and fed. Insulin stores sugar as the form of glycogen inside our liver and muscles. Everything that is excessive is being stored as body fat. So you see, nowadays we have a lot of excessive sugar. The average person has 31 teaspoons of sugar inside their blood. But that's not a good thing. We should by average have 1 teaspoon of sugar inside our blood to have optimal health and be lean and not fat. So nowadays we are getting told we should eat high carb diets. We should eat carbs, that's our fuel. But is it really? We as humans are perfectly capable of working with fats. We can eat fatty meat and use that fat to burn it for energy. We don't need sugar for energy. So when we eat too much carbs, the thing that happens is just we have too much sugar inside our blood. And like I said, anything in excess is being converted into body fat. Insulin is an anabolic hormone. Its main job is to store and build, not to break down. So when our insulin is spiked, we cannot lose fat. Our losing fat ability is being lost and we gain. And so, as we're being told to eat a lot of carbs, that's the way, that's healthy. And not to fast. If we're fasting, we will run out of energy and we should eat very often, at least every 3 hours. But the thing that happens is, when you eat too often and eat a lot of carbs like we are told, the thing that happens is our cells become insulin resistant. I want you to imagine you being locked in a room with very loud music. At first it's annoying, it's disruptive, it's very bad for your ears. But over time you get used to it and you become resistant to it. You stop hearing it that loud. The music becomes quieter. So that same thing happens with our cells. When they are fed too much with sugar, they become scared of that sugar. They don't want that sugar because they are getting overfed. And the thing that happens is the cell locks himself. He locks himself and stops getting the sugar because he doesn't want it. It's too much. When the cell doesn't want the sugar, your body sends signals to the pancreas to start producing even more insulin, so the insulin can go to the cell, bang on the door, break it, and forcefully feed it with sugar. But the cell doesn't want the sugar. Too much sugar for the cell is toxic. But your body doesn't care. Your body wants the cell to be fed and sends insulin to forcefully open the door to feed the cell with sugar. Like a mom that wants to make her child eat his veggies because he doesn't want and forcefully feeds him with veggies. That's called insulin resistance, and you get fat from that when you are insulin resistant because your insulin is constantly spiked. You're constantly having it's called chronically elevated insulin. When your insulin is chronically elevated, you cannot lose fat, you gain it, because if you had insulin resistance, that means you have too much sugar, and the excessive sugar goes into body fat. I guess it is because the body wants to increase the weight, so there is more blood. So if you are 100 kilograms, you can have more sugar because you have more blood, and it is less toxic to your body to have more sugar that way. But that doesn't mean insulin is a bad guy. He isn't the bad guy. The bad guy are the carbs, because nowadays we are getting fed with carbs. A wild animal, a wild human being will never eat potato, will never eat rice or some kind of bread, which is the worst. It has too much carbs and will create too much blood sugar. So That doesn't mean insulin is bad. It's just the main job of insulin is to transport nutrients and amino acids like proteins to our body, to our cells, so we can get fed by them and grow muscle potentially. So insulin is very important. But when it's getting elevated constantly, he is trying to remove that sugar from our blood. The excessive goes into body fat, and the cell doesn't want to eat that sugar. It's too much. So yeah, the problem with excessive insulin is that it makes you fat. With this video I wanted to tell you that it's not just calories in, calories out. It might work, but it's not the healthiest way to lose fat. We should fix our hormones, we should fix our insulin. We should allow our cells to be satisfied with just enough sugar. And so we don't have too much sugar in our blood, so we gain fat. When we have less sugar, like 1 teaspoon, we should have just a teaspoon of sugar in our blood. That's when we break down fat. Or if you are not fat, you are just never gonna get fat that way. Because your body is okay, he's alright bro, I don't wanna get fat, you're satisfying me enough. I'm not getting spiked constantly having to work for your asshole body that wants to eat food every 3 hours. I will tell you what I eat. My diet is something like carnivore. I'm not 100% carnivore. I eat fatty meat and eggs. But I add some avocados. Every meal I eat avocado, at least one. And sometimes, some days I eat fruits. They are bad, they have sugars. But I'm okay with that, I'm not overeating them. And I'm doing intermittent fasting. So my insulin isn't chronically high. Because when you eat, it doesn't matter if it's not carbs. Your insulin is getting spiked. But not that much, carbs spike it the most. So yeah, carbs are the enemy. They are literally made in laboratories. They are made by us, by humans. They are not in the fucking forest. Animals don't eat them. They are eating other stuff. So those high carb foods, they spike our blood sugar too much. And insulin is always elevated and we never burn fat. So that's the way insulin works. I prefer eating that way. Fatty meat and eggs with avocado. That's what I eat almost every day. Every fucking day I eat avocados, meat and eggs. And intermittent fast. My blood sugar is really low. My insulin isn't working a lot. My insulin is getting activated just to transport nutrients to the cells. And my cells aren't resistant, they're sensitive. And they want that nutrients. And I'm not getting fat. I'm like 6% body fat. Really muscular. I'm not that muscular, I guess, but I trained for 6 months. So yeah guys, that's it for the video. I hope you learned something. And you can check the link in the bio. I made a course where I help you lose fat and get muscular. So you can get the best physique ever. That is called the pitbull physique. If you are looking like a raccoon, get in the description, open the link, and you can get my course. That's it for the video, bye.